afternoon, everyone. This is RAND, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, November 20 already, 2024, after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tonight, after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to talk about what's real and what's not, and where we're heading when we come into the holidays and what's going to take place. What do you believe will happen, because it's coming for many of us, on self-discovery and awareness, when you absolutely, with no doubt, know who and what you are? That you know that that body is temporary, that it has been created to afford you the experience of material physical life. Now, you take a bunch of manifesting beings, okay, who haven't been programmed, who are infinitely connected with an all-powerful, intelligent energy that is continually assisting you in manifesting everything you desire. And all of us are magical. And every one of us are a magnificent manifesting being. Now, remember, we get programmed. So, what happens? You are conditioned and programmed by parents, everything around you, everything you see, siblings, schools, teachers, TV, media, internet, whatever, to think you are not. That's it in a nutshell. All this programming for all of us convinces us that we are not. That we are none of those things. That we are not magical beings. That we aren't super manifesting beings. That we aren't master creators. That we're just insignificant existences. Now, when you look at everything from a perspective of watching, right, observing, you're not judging because you're operating from the heart mind. Not the ego mind. Ego mind, you would be judging like crazy. Now, what's happening on this planet is that each and every one of us, and at different, different frequencies of becoming more and more aware of who and what you are. Now, once this is happening, once you know that you are very, very, very powerful, you do not have to exercise this power. You can simply manifest anything you want at any moment. This is where the civilization, I'll say civilization species, but we all know that there are those who are not there yet, it's not a race, who will leave the body and incarnate again and see if they can go from there. Now, since most people around us are most likely still asleep to this knowledge, it will take, for all of us, okay, that are aware to a certain extent, it will take every bone in our bodies to create the strength needed to wake ourselves up completely to it. Now, almost every human being on Earth becomes lost in the illusions and beliefs of others. We came into this incarnation with blinding past karma to clear away, and are thus deeply unaware that there is a great divine source emanating already within our very being. Now, when the mind is habitually distracted by thoughts, constantly getting lost in a vast sea of things, ideas, future concepts, and memories, it forgets the real reason we are here. To find this massive structure, golden castle hidden deep in the hills, yet sometimes, even though you may think you are sidetracked, if you have not totally forgotten the possibility that there is a greater power inside you in this now moment, you are almost all the way home. You just need to make it your number one priority if you wish to access it 24 hours a day. Now, a lot of us will kind of touch on it and then, leave it alone, and touch on it, leave it alone. This is always, if you wish to have access to it 24/7, you need to make it your number one priority. Period. Now, the only way any of us could possibly miss finding the magical core of our being is by being distracted by some thought inside the mind. Now, there are many things that the mind believes is more amazing and will do anything to get you there. It will want to work harder to get you there, and yet once it arrives, it will doubt that you have arrived. And when you are living up in your head, always following the mind, imagining this and that, you will feel lost. Now, this is pretty much the norm and the right experience for those who live in between their ears. How many of us on this planet in this very now moment live in between our ears? In other words, mind, ego. Remember, the mind is its own, and the ego is its own. Now, the mind is an illusion, and the mind created the ego to assist it in this illusion. So you address the mind like you address the ego. You can say, ego, mind, you're not in charge here. Because it bubbles up all the time. Takes you here and there all the time. So this is why the true answer to all of this stuff going on this planet is that the majority of us on this planet operate from in between our ears. When you are connecting with your innermost magical being, the mind seems like a dry, thirsty desert. And you are already swimming in the vast ocean. And when you've arrived at your magical core, you'll notice that the images in your mind will change. Yet you always feel connected at your core to the source of life, this life. You'll feel free from the mind, and yet able to use the mind to redirect you back into this magical core essence of who and what you are. Now, accessing your center, the God that you are, is not about creating a new experience of you or a bigger understanding of who you are. It's more simple than that. It's all about diving into what your experience of this life is, as it is right now. You do not realize how much you are trapped up in your head. Most of us don't. Thoughts are always flying by, all the time. And you're still attempting to deal with them. Do not touch the thoughts. Don't touch them. Just watch them like they were clouds far, far, far away. Don't touch them. When life gives you a great challenge, such as how to master your mind, the best way you can meet this divine opportunity is to just feel calm, relaxed, and at ease inside. That's why in these meditations, I direct everyone to find a comfortable place with no outside distractions. Get in a comfortable position. Be as still as a statue. Focus, relax into the body. It's the only way the body's going to relax is you relax into it. Focus on your breath rising and falling. That's it. That's not tough, but you'd be amazed how many people have a difficult time with that. We send thoughts. We create them, right? Like tools, and we send them out to the universe. Now, the thoughts, like these clouds far, far, far away that you see kind of meandering across the sky, we just watch them. We don't grab them and take them in. And this is where a lot of us get kind of derailed, because a lot of the times we're constantly pulling in thoughts that aren't even ours. Your mind chatter, none of those thoughts are yours. But when you focus in the now, and you're clear, and you ask for something, that's a thought that you created for you to communicate whatever it is to this universe. Sure, we do have thoughts. Our thoughts are influenced by the programming we have received thus far on this planet. Pure thoughts, right? Clear, concise, come from when we are in the now, in meditative state. That's where they come from. But you don't think. You're not using the mind. You're using the heart mind. It's different. Big, big difference. So we're creating thoughts all the time, but we also have a massive amount of thoughts that are flying by us, and they're kind of earmarked for you. And you believe that they are your thoughts, and they are not your thoughts. Never were, never will be. You figure it out. Where do all these thoughts go throughout the ages of billions and billions and billions of us that have come and gone? They stay here. They're flying everywhere. Why? Okay, example. you're on one side of the planet, right? Somebody, maybe you know, maybe you don't know, someone is experiencing terrible things. And you don't know why, but you don't feel good. You don't feel great. Because all those thoughts emanate. You know, people conspiring, thinking this and thinking that. People wishing to do harm, thinking this and thinking that. You could be out and about and just kind of, you know, put loose, fancy free. Maybe you're just window shopping or you're just looking at stuff and you're out there and you walk through a group of people. You don't, and it's not blatant, but you just kind of maneuver because it's the only way you can get through. So you maneuver through a group of people. Now, what a lot of us don't understand or really comprehend or even think about it. Okay, they have thoughts, they're communicating, they're conversing and everything, and they're all emanating different feelings and energies and frequencies, right? So you walk through them and you begin to feel, after you walk through a little bit, you begin to feel heavy. You don't know why. But you walked into their energy patterns, their frequencies that they were emitting. I mean, we're all energy. Everything's supreme. The supreme power is all of us combined. So but now, let's say that you, before you do that, right, you say to yourself, okay, I don't really care to walk through that group of people. That's your choice. And see, you know that these thoughts are going to come in. And you're going to feel a certain way. And you might, this is when you're aware. And you say to yourself, I'm not going there. I'm not going to do it. Don't care to. Right? I'll take a roundabout way. Or if you see, you're witnessing some people that are angry. They're arguing with each other. Right? Knowing how like a sponge we are, that all this comes in, we probably really wouldn't care to circulate about that or just be near it and just not go near it. In other words, don't grab it and pull it in. So people say, well, how do you maintain a feeling of wonderment, happiness, joy? Well, you carry it with you. You're the God, and that's what the God's made up of. Bliss, peace, joy, happiness. The forlorn feelings that we pick up are not from the heart mind. They are from the ego mind. And we are so receptive. I mean, we are so receptive that we pick up everything. We're like this huge magnetized tower. And we walk around, interact. You could be traveling in your vehicle. And a thought that someone had in their vehicle previous to that, you're on that road, right, comes in to you. And you say to yourself, where did that thought come from? That's not a thought that is me. Therefore, that's not my thought. Not interested in it. No, don't care to get it. So just let it pass on through. And it's gone. Unfortunately, the majority of us, though, will embrace these thoughts as our own. And then we give them energy. See, that's what we do. We take energy. We move it into form. We create it into our reality, and then we experience it. That's what we do all the time. Now, are we aware of it? No, we're not. We just do it. We've done it for so long. more and more you begin to comprehend, realize that being in the now is imperative during this massive evolutionary jump for this civilization. Spiritual awakening in a huge way. Now, it's a good thing to be aware of it, but not hyper, not paranoid, huh? Because then that's ego mind, and then you're having doubt. So you're not paranoid about it at all. You comprehend it. You say, I'm not interested in entertaining that. It's like someone gets angry, right? Do you care to interact with that anger? No. Why? Maybe you've been in a situation where someone is cantankerous with you and is angry, upset, right? Yet you decide not to participate in that field or frequency. And because you're really not saying anything, right? What happens? They become even more agitated. You ever had that happen? And as they become more agitated, and this is their ego mind, okay? So they become more agitated as you aren't engaging them. No, you're not doing this to infuriate them at all. You've just decided, I don't care to engage that. I'm not interested in interacting with that. And you abstain from engaging. And you focus on the now. Now, their response is kind of like, you don't care, and this and that and everything, and you just don't hear it. It's too caustic, and it's too, the energetic frequency is just really low. Every one of us will determine that a time will come, and it's not far off at all, where you will have almost an epiphany, a huge awakening. And the awakening is you finally coming full circle and embracing you, the God, without any doubt, without any fear, without lack of faith, without lack of confidence, without lack of trust. You're 100% right on it, and you embrace it. Because as I've often said, everything has been reversed on us. Right? It really has. We have been programmed to believe that we have to go out there and scrape and crawl and just hammer things to get where we want to go, even though we don't know where that is. And it's actually the opposite was designed for us. What's the opposite? You focus, you stay in the now. You focus on the moment to moment. You have 100% faith, trust, and confidence in yourself, unwavering, and this universe. You know this innately. It's not something that comes and goes. It is firmly imprinted. So when you request something, right? And remember, all of us deserve the best of everything. That's a fact, okay? There's no separation. That's the illusion. All of us deserve the best of everything. So what we do, when you have all this comprehension, what we do is, what do? We say, this is what I desire, this is what I want. And we send that to the universe. And we leave it alone. We send it to the universe and we leave it alone. And then the universe brings it in. We aren't even one iota concerned about it. That's ego mind, because we're in the know. We know that the universe determines, period, on when things occur. Now, ego mind will dictate to us impatience, where we get very impatient, and we get hurried, and we feel rushed, and then we become irritated and frustrated because what it is that we want hasn't appeared yet. And I don't believe that any of us are exempt from that. I think it happens to us, and has happened to us several times in this lifetime. And so now, as we undo the programming that we have been so flooded with for so very, very, very long, this will start coming in. It'll start flooding in. The awareness, comprehending, more and more and more. Obviously, each of us and the gods that we are in these bodies, it depends. It could come in little increments or like bursts, like waterfalls at times. And then others just kind of trickle. And it's all up to us. It is our vibrational frequency that we determine for ourselves on how things will go through a metamorphosis. And we will definitely switch gears. We no longer will be interested in participating in ego mind. I mean, that's coming. And it does not mean that we're zombies. It just means that the ego mind's there. We've just decided we're not interested in it. Now, the ego mind will start to realize that, wait a minute, okay, so they're not buying into my plan anymore. So the ego mind starts to realize that it's not being used like it wants to be. And it starts retreating, withdrawing. And then you can use it in a high-frequency way. You're its master. It's not yours. You see, it is a really bad master. It wasn't designed to be a master. It was designed to be a servant. It's like when someone, and you'll feel it, since these bodies are so emotional, it's like someone disrespects you. Okay? They're not really disrespecting you. They're disrespecting themselves. When someone lies or deceives you, they're doing it to themselves. Have you ever noticed how the more people are in deceiving and manipulating and lying, all of that, they become heavier and heavier and heavier. They become so distrusting and irritable and anxious and caustic at times because they're poisoning themselves. If you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that everything that you enacted or put out there about people, it's like you start judging or ridiculing, or whether you know them or not. You're actually doing it to you. Because remember, separation is illusion. So you're doing it to you. Now, a lot of us, the majority of us, don't even acknowledge that, nor do we believe that. Now, at the core of all of us is this spiritual source of existence. It's our true existence. It is what gives us life, breathes life through us, and is the reason for all enjoyment, pleasure, and freedom from suffering. And it is what we really are. When the continuous mind chatter gets quiet, when you truly explore the source from where every little thought arises, you simply experience a unique yet eternal expression of yourself. And we call that your beingness. And the result is absolute freedom and the relaxation that you always had the option to be free from suffering, and will have that option forevermore. And join in the meditation. I'll return to close us out.
Hello everyone, I am Julie Joy. I do the recordings of these messages from Jared every single day. Sadly, the wrap up for this particular message was not properly recorded. I am Julie Joy, your servant of the light, and it's always my honor to bring these magnificent meditations to you each and every day since 2017. And please don't forget to create a great day.